Hello, my name is Katie May, and my car was in neutral and I just revved my engine. But I am your branding mentor, here to help you build a brand that is based on authentic connection with yourself, the people around you, and your community. So I'm very, very excited just to be starting like this content journey and just be sharing about a lot of the things that I've learned over the last few years of trying to build my own brand while also maintaining like a personal life and working through burnout and then all of the other craziness that has happened. Last video, there was a really nice person. They ended up commenting and they said that apparently my seatbelt was too low and that I needed to raise it up higher so that if I do get into a car accident, my shoulder won't slip out of it. And I guess it's not something I've thought of before. I'm just used to being short, so I'm used to just putting it down all the way. So I decided to put it up and see how it feels, I guess. And it was fine. So I was like, all right, like, might as well. I don't plan to get in a car accident, but these are here for the things you don't plan for. And so going along with that, I wanted to talk more about how you can plan for the things that are going to show up within your life, within your brand, within your business that you can't plan for, but can prepare for, just like a seatbelt. So, of course, there's gonna be a lot of like life's challenges, and none of them are going to be anything that you expect. You think that you'll know kind of what to expect, and then something's gonna come and slap you 10 times harder, and you're gonna have to figure out a way through it. And here's the thing, as like cheesy as it sounds, whenever a certain event happens, so let's say for some reason you collected a lot of debt, you were trying to pay it off, like it's a credit card or something, you feel like you're doing good, paying them all off on time, and then all of a sudden in the mail you get a letter saying it's from a collection agency. That's not something that you really expected. Maybe it's something that you could have prepared for a little bit more, but I'm going to teach you how to emotionally prepare for it so we can get through it a lot quicker. Of course, there's going to be a lot of different emotions that are going to come up, and they're going to be unique for every individual going through that struggle. A lot of the emotions that for me came up was a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, and a lot of confusion. Just like, I don't know what to do. What do I do? Like usually when I don't know what to do, my first is just to start Googling anything and everything I can about it. Like, I have to figure this out is like my mindset with it, right? And so there's a lot of fear and anxiety and confusion. And so once I realized that those were the emotions coming up, I had to really sit with them. And I feel like I hear so often, like I've had people I've been involved with previously saying that I need to sit with my emotions more. People online are always saying like, just sit with your emotions. But nobody really teaches you the process of how to sit with those emotions to actually allow them to have a place in your body and work through them. So we're gonna go over that a little bit today. And knowing how to work through your emotions is your safety belt for anything that is going to be thrown at you in life, and it will help you work through problems at a much quicker rate than before. So first and foremost, you have to develop a foundation of mindfulness. We've talked about this a little bit before, but mindfulness is just your connection to your thoughts and your feelings within your body without any judgment, so you can just see them and be like, okay, those are my current thoughts and feelings. They have a place, they have a reason, and they have a meaning there. I'm not going to try to push them away. I'm not going to try to change them. Those are my thoughts and emotions. So once you develop that foundation of mindfulness, whenever you have those strong emotions like anxiety and confusion, you can label them, whatever that looks like to you. Some people like to use actual labels like anxiety. For me, I just feel them. Like if I feel a bunch of tingles in the top of my belly, or if they kind of shoot down the bottom of my sides, I know that's anxiety, but I won't always label it with the term anxiety, right? So something like that. So once you develop this foundation of mindfulness, you get to be in touch with your feelings, and when those feelings arise, you know it's time to take action. But this action, it really varies. And this is another reason why your foundation of mindfulness has to be essential to this process, which is why it's one of the big things that I try to promote and talk about on this channel. So once you realize that you have these thoughts and emotions, you do have to sit down, you lay down, maybe you go on a walk if there's so much energy inside of you that you can't even fathom like sitting down because it's just all in there. Go on a walk, like listen to your body. Whatever your body says, your body is going to know what to do more than any person online, than any like article written about somebody or for somebody. Like your body knows what to do and how to handle it. The issue is we've been, I guess, programmed to ignore these feelings. So we're gonna get back in touch with our bodies and start listening to these feelings a lot more. So your body's like, okay, you need to go on a walk, right? Or you need to sit the F down and like chill out for a moment, whatever you need to do. So as you're going on this walk, as you're sitting down, really try to feel where in your body these emotions are happening. At least for me, this was such a key element to be able to determine my feelings from other feelings. Like anxiety feels very similar to excitement for me. And sometimes it's hard to tell if I'm excited about a new opportunity or if I'm fearful about a new opportunity. And sometimes they are one and the same, and other times they are a little bit different. And because of this connection to my body that I've started to develop, I've been able to differentiate the two of them and work through them in the way that they need to, depending upon the emotion. It's always kind of like a work in progress. Sometimes I'm like, wow, I really need to go on a walk to get this out. I'm going on a walk, I'm getting in touch with my feelings, and then all of a sudden my body's like, sit down. So I'll have to sit down on the side of the curb, because a huge part of this is listening to your body to develop that trust in yourself. To be like, hey body, I hear you, I hear your needs, especially during this really chaotic time, and I'm here to take care of you. I am here to sit with you, to be next to you, and do whatever we need to do. It's a beautiful connection, and it's really hard to start and hard to maintain in like the first like few times that you start to do it. But once you start to see the progression, you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this more. Like I caught myself thinking a few different times, like, wow, I really wish something crazy and chaotic would happen in my life so I can have this opportunity to like put this to the test again. And then I was like, all right, girl, like calm down. Like you can still do it. It's just not going to be for something crazy. So that's another story of cutting out toxic stuff from my life and being okay with it. But just going back to that connection with yourself, like your body will tell you what to do, and allowing yourself to do whatever your body and your mind tell you what to do in those moments will help develop that trust in yourself so that you're able to take bigger steps towards action in the future. So there's a few different ways to really start feeling your emotions. I feel like whenever I was growing up, I had this conception that feelings were just inside of my head, but emotions are an actual physical like reaction that your body has, right? Like there's like the tightening of certain muscles, there's I don't know, I won't go into all of it, but like a lot of the tightness that you feel like whenever your neck is stiff or your back hurts, it's because of a lot of the emotions that you're holding on to and you're not sure how to actually like work through them. A lot of, I know like my body aches and body problems was just due to like unfelt emotions that I just kept holding on to in those areas. And so I still have horrible hip problems. I'm still trying to figure that out. I still hold a lot of tension in my neck, and I'm still learning to work through a lot of these bigger emotions. But now that I have a way that actually works to work through the emotions, it's been a lot better. I don't have nearly as much jaw problems. I don't nearly have to like pop my neck as much. I don't have to stretch and strengthen my hips as much because I'm not holding on to so much tension in there anymore. So going back to what we were talking about before, how to actually start working through these emotions, to feel these emotions, is develop that sense of mindfulness. Mindfulness can be developed in a lot of different ways. One of the most, I feel like, talked about ways to develop a sense of mindfulness is literally just meditation. but it's meditation. Instead of trying to like clear out all the thoughts and not having any thoughts in your head, it's actually meditation in the sense of doing like a full body scan. I know this is really popular in like yoga, so I would definitely look at like a full body scan, like yoga tutorial. I don't know what to call it, but you basically start with the crown of your head and you tap into it and you start thinking about like what it feels there. Is it tight? Is it loose? Does it feel like wavy? You know, like emotions can feel really unique to each individual. So I really just play around with it. Like the more that you can become curious and playful with like connecting with yourself, the more that your body wants to tell you, because it's like, okay, it's a really good and safe space, you know. So starting from the top of your head, working your way slowly down, your arms, your fingers, back up, down your torso, into your belly. For me, a lot of my emotion is kept like in my heart, in my stomach, and in my hips. Sometimes I can tell if there's extra emotion when I can feel it in my neck. There's a lot of emotion, I'll feel it all around my head. That's usually just when I start to feel super overwhelmed by the amount of emotion. So it really just depends upon like kind of what's going on. But I definitely highly encourage you to just start to practice this. Like go on a walk and just start doing a full body scan, or lay on the ground and try to work on it through there as well, because it's super, super beneficial, especially when like hard challenges come up, to know how to work through it. And by developing that practice of like listening to yourself and like learning more about how your body talks to you, it's just really cool. Like it feels like you're actually connected with yourself instead of just them all fighting against each other, which is something that I still struggle with, but struggled with a lot more a few years ago. And now I feel like even if sometimes we clash together, I can breathe, I can take a step back, and I can be like, hey, what's going on? What do you need from me? What can I do for you? So I definitely encourage you to just start working on practicing mindfulness, really developing that sense of connection with yourself, as well as just having fun, just playing with it, listening to your body, and like see what happens when you feel uncomfortable and sit on the side of the road as all these cars pass. Like, are you thinking about what these cars are thinking about you as they pass? Because that can be a really big like key factor into how you perceive yourself, or how you think others perceive you, whether or not it is even true. So develop that sense of mindfulness so that you can connect with your body, so you can start to determine which feelings are actually coming up in different situations, and then tapping into your body again and just asking like, hey, how can I work through this? Like, what can I do for you? And the more that you start to practice this, the more easy it becomes, and the better that you're able to work through emotions. So if you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. Hit me up on Instagram. The link will be in my bio. And if you want any other branding help, definitely schedule a free one-on-one Zoom call with me. I'll put the link to that in my bio as well. It's going to be through my website. And let me know if there's anything else that I could do for you guys. But I'll see you guys next time. Peace.